I'm DC Nash, certified singing judge of the Barbershop Harmony Society. I'm here today to share deep knowledge about the physics of sound, specifically the phenomenon we call lock and ring. Further, how we influence lock and ring using the different parts of our vocal tract. Barbershoppers for ages have been using the terms lock and ring, but there isn't a lot of information online or in text that explains what these terms refer to scientifically. For us to start this journey, though, we need to understand a handful of terms, which we will review now. The first term is frequency. This refers to the number of hertz or cycles per second modulated by a device. In the example of a guitar string, when a string is plucked, it flexes from one side to the other, modulating to the opposing side and back again. This would be equivalent to 1 hertz, or our next term, a beat. One beat, or a beat, is equivalent to 1 hertz, or 1 cycle per second, or 1 modulation of a device to its extreme edges. For us, this is when the vocal folds come together one time. As more beats occur, frequency increases, creating a tone. The higher the frequency, the more beats, the higher the pitch. These are what we end up referring to as notes. So, for example, 440 hertz is what we define as A4. Now that we understand how notes are created, what happens when they start interacting with one another? Well, before we get to that, there's still a few more terms we have to understand. The next term is fundamental frequency, the lowest frequency or note within a chord. As we add more singers or instruments, their frequencies start to interact with one another. This behavior changes depending on the accuracy of the singer or the tuning of the instrument. Wave amplification or wave diffusion is experienced. Wave amplification or constructive interference is a process where waveforms amplify as a result of their combination. Wave diffusion or destructive interference is a process where waveforms mute one another as a result of their combination. Lastly, we have 3 more terms. There's a formant, which is a range of frequencies. These are frequency peaks that define resonant characteristics of a voice. And then there's vowel formant, which is a range of frequencies for a specific vowel. There are different vowel formants for different vowels. Now, each area of the vocal tract corresponds to a different formant, which are labeled by number. So formant 1 corresponds with the space above the larynx to the top of the pharynx. Formant 2 corresponds with the space from our pharynx to our lips. There are more formants, but these 2 are the ones we are interested in for this topic.